When you look back when Indian came out with that Chief platform, that set a motorcycling standard. I mean, the others had to pay catch up.
What is going on YouTube? Yes, we are talking more about the 2022 Indian Chief. And I don't really want to talk about the motorcycle per se. I want to talk about the new technology that is on this motorcycle. Yes, we are talking about their new 4-inch round display with ride command. This is a game changer in my opinion. I have been very opinionated on the fact that they need to change their tach. And I said that in my live feed just earlier this morning when I started doing the 2022 Chief. All I could think is, really? We're using the tach again from the Scout, the Springfield, the Vintage, Roadmaster, Challenger, Chieftain. Figured out. Now, partially they did. This new ride command, which we need to take a look at here, is absolutely just something totally badass. Like it says right here on the screen, technology hidden in plain sight. So they give us that old school feel of the round tach, but at the same time, you can change so much because it's got the screens. Now, it still has the same layout here for the mile per hour, but they added the RPMs on the bottom, which I think is just a totally bitchin' touch. Now, also a fuel gauge. These are things that I do not think this should stay with the Chief. This needs to come to more models. I think it should definitely come to the Scout very soon. I thought the FTR one would maybe come to the Scout, and it doesn't fit the Scout. This fits the Scout. You can have both. The same with the Chief. You can have the old school, or you can have the new school. This is fantastic. People want to tour on the Scout. People are going to want to tour on the Chief. This is the best of both worlds. You want that extra tech that you don't have to put your phone on your handlebars or worry about your phone connecting. There's plenty of times my ride command on the Challenger saved me on the way back from Sturgis. Something happened, my phone was not getting the maps correctly, and the Indian ride command came into play, and it was fantastic. This is just one display here. You know, it's very nice. Like, let's just take a quick look at this before we watch part of the video. You have your odometer, you know, your clock, what mode you're in. That's another thing, ride modes. Another thing that I think should come to the Indian Scout. Yes, we are trying to talk about this, but I'm talking about this technology in general across Indian's platform. So, you know, your ABS, you got your neutral here, neutral there, different screen button. And if you use this on the FTR with their flat screen or a ride command, they're very nice with gloves. So that is definitely a huge factor when trying to do this, especially on the go, especially on a 4-inch screen. Doesn't sound very big, but you can see this is a clear display. It looks very nice. It's got day and night mode. It's just got a really classic style, and it goes really well with this bike. You can see him right here with the gloves on the touchscreen. I haven't found any gloves that didn't work on my touchscreen, so that was very nice. Let's pause right here while he's doing this. You can see now this is in sport mode. You have your controls, your settings. Here's your map. The bike, most of the time this is going to be your, I'm guessing, going to be air pressure, oil, all the different, like most of the time it just tracks your oil, how many miles you've done, stuff like that until your next oil change. But it was very nice is while you're at the screen, you still have your mile per hour here at the top. Your phone connectivity, so you can control your Bluetooth headset speakers and phone calls and all that fun stuff with the ride command, which is a very nice feature as well. See who's calling, answer the phone, or don't answer the phone. That's one of the best parts about it. Controlling your music. It looks like switching back to your gauges. I'm not sure if it's going to have two different ones like the FTR or not. Alright, so you can see he's going to the ride. Oop, I think that gets away from us. You can control it from the side toggles, you know, without having to have your handle bar empty. Switching your modes is very easy on the other bikes. I'm going to imagine it'll be easy on this as well. Now let's stop here real quick before it gets away from us again. This is a feature that some people are going to use and some people are never going to touch. This is on my ride command as well. The time you were going, you can see move stopped, what elevation distance changes you went through, and your overall distance. You know, your trip here. It's trip 1. I would imagine this is going to have a trip 2 and overall odometer, the same as the other ride commands, just in a different package. So it's a very smooth look. It's nice if you wanted it. This to me is one of the biggest things. You have navigation. Once again, not trying to, on a bike like this, putting a phone mount, all that stuff is most of the times quirky and clunky and just not fitting, just doesn't fit. Where this is hidden and most of the time not going to be noticed. This is probably just an all black screen. I believe Triumph has a similar setup on some of their bikes with the Rocket 3 and stuff like that I rode. It's a very nice setup. It's very sleek. So a lot of different things you can have in one package. There's your music. You can see your phone connected to you there on the bottom. Brightness of the screen overall. The day-night mode. Hopefully that works really well. You can see it's a very bright. And that was a different setup. You can see, so the gauges change a little bit. That's really cool. Overall, this to me is a fantastic feature. The ride command itself is very nice to have, especially when you're on long trips. So having this and having the smaller bike, I am one of those people. I like to take my bobber out. If you guys saw us go to Sturgis, Meatball had his bobber out. But he also had to change where his navigation was. Like, he had his little navigation piece and he took off his chieftain. He has an older chieftain that doesn't have the ride command. His beautiful, I want to say 2016 Meatball. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But he took that off so we'd have another GPS on the way. In which it came in handy. But this already being on the bike would be a fantastic change without changing the look of the bike, especially if you're going to, maybe you're going to a bike show, maybe you're going to a bike meet and you don't want all that stuff on there, or you don't want to take it off and put it in your pocket, you don't want to scratch your handlebars. This is a huge game changer. There's a lot of stuff people talking about them copying other stuff. Technology wise, this is a big deal. I would love to see what they're going to do if they add this to maybe a Springfield, maybe do a double gauge setup, maybe change up the fairing of the Chieftain, do some smaller ride commands. I don't know what they're going to do. These are just ideas in my head, and it's all sparked by this new 4-inch ride command, which I think is fantastic. Can't wait to see what they do with it. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about the ride command itself. Maybe you have a Scout. If you're following me, you very well might. And if you'd like it, or if you also have a Victory, maybe you would have liked to have this on your Victory as well, because there's a lot of similarities with the tach size and everything from Victory to Indian. And I mean that in a good way. I am a Victory fan as well, so definitely don't take that the wrong way. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. And I'm going to keep checking out this bike and see what else we have to talk about. Stay safe, stay classy. See you guys later.